Hey everyone, you are going to hear from Rashid today. Rashid is one of my clients who joined back in late May, early June, just when things start slowing down because during the summer everyone is going on vacation. Before joining us, Rashid was very much focused on the spray and pray method. What that means is that you just send out a lot of applications and hoping for the best. That's where that name is coming from. He sent out roughly 300 applications only to either just not hear back at all or getting a tons of auto rejections. That didn't lead to an offer that he can accept and start working. Today, as we speak, Rashid is holding 4 competitive offers. So not just one, not two, not three, but 4 competitive offers. And one of them is actually one of the FANG companies, which is the one that he's accepted. And Rashid has been wanting to work for one of the FANG companies for the past 10 years, for the past decade. So this is really a dream come true for him. That's why I'm super excited for you guys to hear directly from him, to see how he did it, and also how this program has also helped him to turn things around. Okay, let's go. Let's update folks a little bit. Where are you now? What's the update?
Sure. Absolutely. Just to give a little context, back in May, I made it to the final round for both Amazon and Amex. None of them gave me an offer. But then through learning about networking and continuing those sort of relationships in the case of Amex, that led to them coming back with an offer or contract that renews every year. But before they did that, I had already gone through a different channel that got me in front of Amazon. And that was a better opportunity for me. Basically, I've already been onboarded 2 weeks now. Amazon, part of their marketing localization TPM. I'm managing a $5 million program. It's been 2 weeks. It's been great. But yeah, other opportunities, I am advising a startup that is already seed funded. So I sit there as an advisor with options, again, courtesy of networking skills that I got from here. And then another startup that is based in Austin, Texas and New York also came with probably the most lucrative offer of all of the offers. But I just chose to go the FANG route.
Yeah. Was it difficult to turn them down?
It was because the dollars is just much higher. Part of what you get from this program is, I think, long-term sort of objectives, right? Because I had already had objectives around FANG and those top 30 companies, it was easy for me to go back to the principles and say, let me stand by my principle. I've wanted this thing, right? Because startups will come left and right. There's a new startup being funded every single day, and I can't just, make decisions off of that. So I think for me, that helped.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And I just remember too, when we had that conversation about which one to pick and everything, you kind of just let it out. But by the end of it, I was basically just summarizing like, Rashid, you already know what you want. Are you aware that you already know?
It's good to say it loud, It really is, because when it was in my mind, it was all sort of jumbled up together. But as you're speaking and you're sort of untangling all of it, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is what I should be.
Absolutely, yeah. Because even from the beginning, you would say you're definitely targeting something outside of healthcare, right? Like embracing a new industry, a new journey, definitely something where you have a large scope, having more responsibility, and one of the companies that are hot tech, big FANG companies, right? And so you got exactly that. And I'm so thrilled for you. Super, super proud of you. In other words, in terms of speaking to someone who has been in that situation of sending out 300 applications, not converting and not understanding what's going on because you used to have all these opportunities, right?
Yes.
Speaking to someone who's been in that situation, but also in addition to that, seeing obviously all those auto rejections or ghosting, all of those.
That's the ghosting.
Yeah, exactly. What would you want them to know if you're speaking to someone who's been going through all that as well?
Absolutely. So I would start by saying it's more than buying a service. You're investing in yourself, and it's worthwhile investment. Yes, in many cases, not always, but in many cases, people are looking for a near-term change, maybe change in jobs or they're unemployed and it works. So I do appreciate the fact that there's always, in most cases, the near-term objectives. But more than anything, I think there's some sort of lifelong, career-long lessons to be gained here to join a community and pick up on some new skills. I think it's worthwhile. I do understand that not everybody may be in the position to make that investment, but given the ability to do so, you're better off just because you do gain a more structured approach. You gain an understanding into some of the nuance of how organizations and hiring managers are making decisions today, especially for many of, I would say, seasoned people who often tend to be in these types of programs. Often you're not aware of what's going on in the last 18 months because maybe you've been at the job for 10 years, right? So in those cases, it's really worthwhile finding a framework, finding a discipline, finding folks that coach you through this process. And more than anything, is sometimes you may be able to do it on your own and get an offer, but there's a difference between getting an offer and getting the best offer. Like I gave the example of the startup that I turned down. I know we had a conversation and they were willing to adjust their offer, even though I wasn't accepting the offer. So it goes to show you that there are a lot of skills that can be learned, whether it's up leveling your career, or anything like that. In my case, I have tried for quite some time, believe me, more than 10 years I've tried to switch industries and it's never worked out. And I've been to final rounds in some of those cases that didn't work out. So this opportunity, I don't take it for granted. I think there's a lot that I gained here that I would definitely encourage others to be a part of this program or very similar programs. So definitely the ESVP team has all been very, very helpful.
Awesome. Thank you so much for saying this. And I'm so excited for the next step in your career. If you need us, we're here. And I just want to also say that I really appreciate you. I know that it wasn't easy to join the program from the financial standpoint. I remember the conversations where you and your wife, you guys are just so genuine and so committed to it in terms of like, hey, look, we hashed this out. This is literally our Google Sheet. This is what's going on. And we want to do this. The reason I say that is because I don't want people to think like, oh, but it's probably because he has huge savings and he can just join. Like it was really tough for you because you have a wife, kids, you have a family and bills to pay and a few months of no paycheck coming in, right?
You're absolutely right. But I am glad I did it. For me, when I made the decision, I knew it was the right decision, even without knowing what would be the timeline for getting that opportunity. But I must say to anybody watching this, you did call it. You said, I'll get a job in September. I got it.
Actually,
So yeah, it's unbelievable. But no, it works. It really, in the end, it works. Is another thing like I want to say, it's like, okay, let's say there are 10 things that the program can give you. It's not that all 10 things have to work for you, but in most cases, enough of those things need to work for you. And so for me, like I've said many times, LinkedIn optimization was a big thing for me. It brought a lot of the inbound traffic, these, what you call how to learn to do follow-ups and that sort of thing. So definitely there are some very important nuggets that I think anybody professional can pick from this program that can really, really be helpful, whether it's a job search or other types of things you can do with that skill.
100%. I did not predict 4 offers though. But when you came in, I did say, it looks like September, you're going to end up with something. And I think I even said like around mid-September, to be precise.
Yes. You did mention that summer was going to be rough, but instead of wasting time sending 1,000 applications summertime, I was just working those relationships.
Yeah. I was just, that was so funny in the last call when you were telling me your prediction was really accurate. And then you're like, actually even scary accurate because it literally came in mid-September. Rashid, thank you so much for being a wonderful human being, a wonderful client. I'm so glad that you came to our program, that you came into my life, and I got a chance to meet you, work with you, and support you. And I will continue working on supporting you along your journey if you ever need help.
Absolutely. And again, the door is open for other folks in the program. As an alumni, I do want for people to know that I think we're all part of the same extended network.
Yeah.
So whether it's someone in the program management side type of space or someone looking for opportunities, seeing that's what I was looking for. If I can share my 2 cents, definitely feel free to introduce them to me.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for that.